Wasatch County School Board takes their fiduciary responsibilities very seriously and work to keep taxes as low as possible while at the same time keeping educational standards as high as possible. In June of 2017, Wasatch County School District refinanced their existing bonds at the lowest rate that has been available for quite some time. This resulted in a savings to Wasatch County taxpayers of $836,746 over the life of the bonds, which will mean an annual savings of $82,958 to Wasatch County taxpayers. This savings did not happen automatically. It was only possible because district personnel watched bond rates closely and waited for the right moment to refinance. But even with significant savings on bond payments, Wasatch County School District still faces a very real challenge in providing teachers competitive salaries. During periods of strong economic growth, such as the growth the state is now experiencing, more college graduates choose non-educational careers where they can earn higher salaries. The challenge to find qualified teachers has recently become so difficult that on the opening day of school last fall, one large school district in Salt Lake had over 100 classrooms without teachers. In that district alone, the school year started with over 100 substitute teachers in the classrooms. To attract more qualified teachers, that district raised the salary level of first-year teachers to more than $40,000. Other districts in the state quickly followed suit and raised their salary schedules to similar levels. With the cost of living being much higher on the Wasatch Back, Park City School District raised their starting teacher salary to over $50,000 per year, hoping to attract the necessary teachers to their district. Wasatch County School District draws from the same pool of teaching candidates as those districts, yet their starting salary lags significantly behind. Education leaders have joined together to appeal to the Utah State Legislature for more funding to meet this crisis, but they were told that until local school boards have done all they can do to solve the problem with local funding, the Utah Legislature does not intend to significantly add to the funding for education. The Wasatch County School Board is holding a Truth in Taxation meeting on Tuesday, August 15, 2017, to raise the certified tax rate in Wasatch County to help meet this pressing need. With the additional funding received through this tax adjustment, the district will be able to provide teachers a 6% increase in salary. This increase will put the starting teacher's salary in Wasatch County School District at $38,269, still less than the $40,000 offered by Jordan, Canyons, or Granite school districts, and significantly behind Park City, only 15 miles away, at $50,000. In March of 2017, the Deseret News published an article based on the most recent U.S. Census Bureau data, which shows that Wasatch County is the fourth fastest growing county in the United States. The increase in school-age children creates more demand on the educational community. Over the past 20 years, Wasatch County schools have had a very consistent 3% growth rate. This growth created the need for a larger high school, a second middle school, and the addition of 2 new elementary schools, along with significant classroom additions to the other 3 elementary schools. All of this expansive growth has taken place within the last 11 years. However, over the past 4 years alone, that growth has accelerated to almost 6% per year, compounding the challenges of meeting educational needs. In order to keep pace with the growing cost of attracting quality teachers, Wasatch County School District will need to adjust the certified tax rate for the coming year. However, even with this tax increase, taxpayers will see a smaller tax bill this year, and the district will receive additional funding because of the overall rate of growth in the valley. The explosive growth talked about earlier allows the tax burden to be spread over a wider population, helping to keep actual tax payments lower. By law, this adjustment in the tax rate is called a tax increase, but in actual application, an average home in Wasatch County, valued at $380,543 in 2017, would pay $27.63 less in taxes this year than a home with the same value in 2016. There are 5 different tax levies which make up the school levy. To provide teachers a significant salary increase this year, 2 of these levies, the board local levy and the voted local levy, will be set at their maximum rates. However, the other 3 levies will all see their rates go down. The capital local levy, the basic school levy, and the debt service levy all will have lower tax rates this year than they did last year. The end result of this tax change is a 6% raise for teachers and, with all factors being equal, a slightly lower tax bill than last year for taxpayers. A complete explanation of the certified tax rate follows in this video. This is to help taxpayers understand how state law affects the taxes which are levied on Wasatch County property owners and why the truth in taxation process must be followed. Wasatch County School District invites you to attend the Truth in Taxation meeting scheduled for Tuesday, August 15, 2017 at the Wasatch Education Center, located at 101 East, 200 North, Heber City, Utah. Public comment is invited. To better understand how taxes are determined for homeowners, we must understand the certified tax rate. The certified tax rate adjusts up or down each year as the total property values in the county decrease or increase. This change in total property value comes generally from the construction of new homes and new businesses. However, recessionary and inflationary forces can also play major roles. The certified tax rate is a mechanism set up by the state of Utah to protect property owners from unplanned tax hikes and to ensure that public taxing entities, such as the school district, bring any plans for a tax increase to the public before it is imposed. The two major sources which fund local schools are the state of Utah and local Wasatch County taxpayers. Currently, the state of Utah pays 48.6% of the cost of Wasatch County schools, and local funds pay 46.9% of the cost. Each year, the local tax rate is re-examined to keep the rates collected for schools at a specified value. This value is based on the tax collected the previous year. For example, if local school taxes totaled $20 million last year, the law allows the district to collect $20 million this year plus the taxes on any new growth that may have occurred. If total property values have risen, using last year's tax rate would result in more than $20 million being collected. To prevent this unplanned tax, the tax rate is adjusted downward, keeping the revenue stream constant but now at a lower tax rate. The taxes from new growth are then added to this year's taxes, creating the basis which will be used to determine the tax rates next year. Since property taxes are based on the assessed value of each home, we want to take a look at two homeowners' actual tax notices. Wasatch County reassesses the value of all properties on a 5-year cycle to more accurately reflect the value of the property in the current real estate market. If a home is reassessed this year, there will generally be a significant change in the total tax bill. One of these properties was reassessed this year, the other was not. On this line, you can see the property value of each home. The first number is this property's value last year. The number to the right is this year's property value. We'll look first at the property that saw no change in value since last year. Here you can see the various taxing entities, last year's taxes, this year's taxes if there is no tax change, this year's taxes if the proposed budget changes are implemented, the difference between the proposed and existing taxes, the change in the two rates, and where and when a public hearing, if any, is being held. There are 3 school district-related tax items. If there were no change in the school levies, all 3 taxes would still change because of the annual change in the certified tax rate. The basic state school levy will be driven down with the change in certified tax rate, even with the Truth in Taxation hearing. This line item is not impacted by last year's bond or by the Truth in Taxation increase. This portion of the tax is set regardless of action taken by the school district. Another line item, the school district bond, is also not impacted by the Truth in Taxation hearing. However, this tax was increased because of the bond passed last fall. This line is where that increase is evident. Voters were told that their taxes would go up $67.04 for every $100,000 of value in their homes. However, the actual amount of tax increase is only $53.02 per $100,000 of property value. The new schools being built require additional ongoing funding for staff and operating expenses. This new tax is reflected on the Wasatch County School District line. You can see what the tax would have been if there were no need for additional funding, as well as what your tax liability is with the local tax increase. This increase was projected to be $11.43 per $100,000 of property value. The actual cost of this tax increase is $11.04 per $100,000 of value. The total additional cost to taxpayers from this year's Truth in Taxation hearing is shown on this line. The budget difference column lists the total additional tax that you will pay for this increase in the certified tax rate. If you happen to own one of the 20% of homes in the county that were reassessed this year, your taxes probably went up. We want to look at what that increase means. Let's look at the same numbers we looked at with our first example. Last year, this home was valued at $276,279. The new value from the reassessment is $342,943. While the basic state school levy is not impacted by last year's bond or by the increase from the Truth in Taxation hearing, it has been pushed higher by the increased value in the home reflected in the county reassessment. The school district bond is not impacted by the Truth in Taxation hearing, but it was increased because of the bond passed last fall. The increased value of this home has significantly increased the cost on this line. The addition to the ongoing funding is reflected in the Wasatch County School District line. You can see what the tax would have been if there was no need for additional funding, as well as what your tax liability is with the local tax increase. If your home was reassessed and there was a large change in your property value, you may see a larger than expected increase in this area. And again, the budget difference column lists the total additional tax you will pay for this increase in the certified tax rate. So if all the actual taxes came in lower than projected, why might you see an unexpected increase in your taxes? Remember, the certified tax rate works to keep the total amount of taxes at a specific level. Each homeowner pays his or her share based on the relationship of his or her property value to the total property value of Wasatch County. If 20% of the county saw their valuations increase and 80% of the properties remained at the same value as last year, those whose homes increased in value will see a corresponding increase in taxes. And those with unchanged properties will actually feel the downward pressure of the certified tax rate lowering their taxes. If your home was not revalued this year, it probably still does not look like your taxes went down. The reduction in taxes received as a result of countywide property value increases was balanced out by the addition of the school bond and the Truth in Taxation increases. However, this anticipated increase was reduced because of the overall growth of property values countywide. This 5-year evaluation of each property is not as unfair as it may seem. Each property owner generally sees 1-year property value increase and then 4 years of property value stability. For each homeowner whose property values went up, 4 property owners saw their property remain at last year's value. Wasatch County School District knows that this can be a difficult topic to navigate. We encourage you to look closely at your tax notice. If you have questions about the taxes being levied by the school district, we have a frequently asked questions page on our district website dealing with this. Please make that your first stop for answers. If you cannot find your answer there, we invite you to call the district office and we will do our best to help answer any questions.